Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you. Here. So before we start the glorification of the Lord, let us now pray to the Lord so that we can understand a little bit about the Lord. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtake. Hare Krishna. The continuation of our Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Stand up. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. It's the mercy of the Lord. Hare Krishna. So we are going to see about the glories of Lord Varadaraja, who is the complete manifestation of the merciful form of the Lord. Hare Krishna. I am very sorry. Few words you can. Bilkul nahi. It's difficult. So, Lord Varadaraja. So, before we start the actual glorification, now first we will see how the merciful form of the Lord is manifested within our parampara. So, we start with Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's Adi Leela, chapter 9, text 41. Bharata Bhumite Haile Manushya Janma Hara Janma Sattaka Kari Karo Para Upakara. The translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki. One who has taken his birth as a human being in the land of India, Varadaraja, should make his life successful and work for the benefit of all other people. So this is a very important verse. So it gives the merciful nature of the Lord. How Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called as Namo Mahavadanya. So he is Mahavadanya. So this Mahavadanya nature is expressed in this particular verse. Especially the word Para Upagara. So it here says that anyone who has taken birth in this Varadaraja, he has to work for the benefit of, not for himself, he has to work for the benefit of everyone around the world, not for one, or within India itself for Varadaraja. It should be for everyone around the world. So this particular mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada has practically shown how he can exhibit this one. So in the translation, Prabhupada starts like this. The magnanimity of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is expressed in this very important verse. So further down in the purport, Prabhupada says like this. India has many holy places of pilgrimage such as Gaya, Banaras, Mathura, Prayaga, Vrindavana, Haridwara, Rameshwaram and Jagannath Puri. And still people go there by the hundreds and thousands. So there are so many holy places in India, and the devotees, they go all the places in thousands and hundreds and thousands. So if Srila Prabhupada has practically exhibited this merciful form of the mood of the Lord by going out to the other land at very old age and giving the Krishna consciousness to all the people without looking at their basic qualifications also. So if Prabhupada has expressed that basic, the merciful nature, and if Srila Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has exhibited it, then where does the root of this merciful nature has come up from? So if we see anything in this material world, everything it will come, the root is from the spiritual world, whether it is direct or perverted reflection. But the root will be from the spiritual world. So where is this merciful nature as this root within this spiritual world? So if we want to see this, then we need to go through one small verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is my favorite verse, because many pure devotees, they have got so many verses in Srimad Bhagavatam, but this verse is very inspiring for my personal. So it says here, Aho bakiyam stanakala kodam jiggamsaya abhayaya tapi asadvi labe gatin datri uchitam tado anyam kamma dayalum saranam brajema. So this particular verse, it speaks about the merciful form of the Lord Krishna. How he was so merciful, even to the she demon who came to by the intention to kill Krishna. She has come with a deadly poison smeared on her breast to give to Krishna. By that she wants to kill. So even to that she demon, Krishna has given the, what is the position here? Krishna has given Datri. So in the translation is like this: alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he who granted the position of mother to a she demon, Putana, although she was unfaithful and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. So again, the beautiful purport by Srila Prabhupada. Here is an example of the extreme mercy of the Lord even to his enemy. So the Lord shows extreme mercy even to his enemy also. Lord Krishna accepted the motherhood of Putana because she pretended to be an affectionate mother, allowing Krishna to suck her breast. So here comes the very important line. The Lord accepts the least qualification of the living entity and awards it the highest reward. So you see how the Lord, he accepts very least qualification. We may not have any qualification also many times, but still the Lord awards us the greatest benediction. That is the standard of his character. So how Prabhupada words, that is the standard of his character. Therefore, who but the Lord can be ultimate shelter? So this particular, the nature of the Lord is the basic of our discussion today. How the Lord Varadaraja has manifested with this particular mood of the merciful nature. So before we glorify the Lord, we need to glorify the holy Dham where the Lord resides. So Kanchi is called as the southern Moksha Puri, is one of the Moksha Puris. So in the Garuda Purana it says like this: Ayodhya Mathura Maya Kashi Kanchi Avantika Puri Dvaravati Chaiva Sattaika Mokshadaika. Ayodhya, Mathura, Maya or Haridwar, Kashi, Kanchi, Avantika or Ujjain and Dwaraka are the 7 cities bestowing moksha, that is deliverance. So the meaning is that these are the 7 cities. We don't do anything. Just simply by living in that city, we get the deliverance from these clutches of repeated birth and death. So we just simply live in this place, we get the deliverance. See how merciful even the Dham of the Lord also. So that is the nature of the Lord's mercy and Lord's Dham also. So of these 7, Haridwar, Kashi and Ujjain are sacred to devotees of Lord Shiva. So out of the 7 sacred cities, these 3 cities are sacred to Lord Shiva, and while Ayodhya, Mathura and Dwaraka are holy to devotees of Lord Vishnu. But now here even these 7 cities, how Kanchi is very important. Kanchi, the southern Moksha Puri, is sacred to devotees of Shiva, Vishnu and Shakti alike. So there is even now you can those devotees who know us about Kanchi. There is the Kanchi itself is divided into 2. This one portion is called as Vishnu Kanchi, the other portion is called Shiva Kanchi, and in the center there is a Kamachi temple. So all these 3 forms of the Lord, it's there available there. So Kanchi is popularly known as Kanchipuram. It's a city of celebrity according to widely common saying, Nagareshu Kanchi. So we'll see how this is called Nagareshu Kanchi. So in Tamil there is one saying, it says the one Perumanatrupada, an ancient work of Tamil Sangam, it says, Malardalai Ulagathulum Palarthoda Vidayu Membada Padaviran Mudur. The meaning is that this Kanchi is not only for the people who are living there, even those who are around the world, they can come Kanchi and they can worship. It says, Palarthoda Vidayu Membada, that means everyone to come and worship. And it is mentioned that it is Mudur. Mudur means it is very old city. It's not somewhere found now new. It is very old city. So Kanchi is pointed out as the navel of the earth in Kanchi Mahatmya. So it is we know how the navel is important for a body. So how we are getting connected to our source? Our source is what? Our mother is our source. How we are getting connected when we are in the womb? Through our navel. Through our navel, this umbilical cord is connected to our mother. So similarly, the Jivatma which has come into this material world, how it can get connected to the Supreme Lord in this spiritual world? It is, since it is mentioned the Kanchi as the navel, so through Kanchi we can get connected to the Supreme Lord. It's mentioned that there are around 16,000 temples. They are not new or 10 years, 20 years old temples, not newly constructed temples. They all of them are ancient temples. It's around 16,000 temples are there, so it is called as a temple city. And out of 108 Divya Desams, there are 14 Divya Desams in the town of Kanchi alone. So we know, as per Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, there are 108 Divya Desams. Out of this 108, 14 Divya Desams just only in Kanchi, in the Kanchi town itself. So if you visit the town, we can cover within one day 14 Divya Desams. Not only this, plus there are other Vishnu temples also there in Kanchi. So Kanchi was also seat of higher learning in Sanskrit studies during the 4th and 5th centuries AD. So it was known as Gatika Sthalam. So Gatika means the place where they learn the Sanskrit in a proper systematic manner. And records show that some princes from neighboring states studied here, and some princes even from other states, they were imported to teach the Sanskrit also. So for all these reasons, the Kanchi is called as Nagareshu Kanchi, that is pearl among the cities. So these are the glories of Kanchi, and we see how the Kanchi is connected to our particular Sampradaya is that Lord Balaram has visited Kanchi. In Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto 79th chapter it says, Kama Koshinam Purim Kanchim Kaverim Cha Saritvaram Sri Rangakyam Mahapunyam Yatra Sannito Hari. You know, when Lord Balaram he was going on the pilgrimage, Balaram has visited Kanchi. Purim Kanchi is mentioned that Srimad Bhagavatam Balaramji has visited Kanchi. Next, Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda visited Vishnu Kanchi. After leaving his parental home, he travelled to many of the same tirthas Lord Chaitanya visited after 20th year of age. In Chaitanya Bhagavata, Sri Vrindavan Das Thakura, in the summary of Adi Leela chapter 9, we read like this, so it's mentioned, Nityananda Prabhu also has visited the Kanchi. The Lord visited Shiva Kanchi and Vishnu Kanchi. Being the original Supreme Person, Nityananda was amused at the fanatical conflict that existed between the followers of Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. So as we mentioned before, the Kanchi, there are two portions. One is Vishnu Kanchi and Shiva Kanchi. Sometimes those who don't understand the concept, so they have this fanatical conflict. That was here it's mentioned. And next comes the important, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has visited the Kanchi. In Madhya Leela it's mentioned, Shiva Kanchi Asiya Kaile Shiva Darshana Prabhave Vaishnava Kaile Sava Saiva Gana. Arriving at Shiva Kanchi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the deity of Lord Shiva. By his influence, he converted all devotees of Lord Shiva into Vaishnavas. So again in 69 also it's mentioned, and again in 70 verse, in the verse number 70 is mentioned, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at Vishnu Kanchi for 2 days. It's not that just he simply visited, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has stayed there for 2 days in Vishnu Kanchi. He danced and performed Kirtana in ecstasy. When all the people saw him, they were converted into the devotees of Lord Krishna. So in the Sri Sampradaya, as per we will saw that 108 Divya Desams are there. Out of this 108 Divya Desams in Sri Sampradaya, 4 Divya Desams are very important. They are Sri Rankam and Tirupati, that is Venkatadri, and Sri Hastisailam, that is Kanchi, and Yadisailam, that is Melkote. So it's mentioned that the Sri Rankam, it's called as Bhoga Mandapam, and Venkatadri as the Tirupati is called Pushpa Mandapam, and Sri Hastisailam, Kanchi as Tyaga Mandapam, and Melkote as Jnana Mandapam. Even if you see here, the Kanchi is called as Tyaga Mandapam. So in Kanchi, even the land itself is known as Tyaga Mandapam. So we will see a pastimes here in connection with this. In Sri Rankam, if you see, it's mentioned as Bhoga Mandapam. The Lord is always the enjoyer there in Sri Rankam. Even it's mentioned that it said, if the small drizzling is there, the Lord used to come for the Nagara Urvalam, he said. So that time, if there is a small drizzling, then the Lord will not come outside. He will stay within inside. That means the Lord, even small drizzling, he will not come. But we will see in our past time how even Varadaraja, even in the heavy rain, he will comes out to see the devotees. So now we will go to the glorification of Lord Varadaraja. So here in Vishnu Kanchi is mentioned that at Vishnu Kanchi there is Lord Vishnu, at Mayapur Lord Hari, and throughout the universe the variety of other forms. It says Vishnu Kanchite Vishnu Hari, Hari Rahe Mayapure, Aiche Ara Nana Murti Brahmanda Bitare. So So here, Prabhupada in the purport, Prabhupada writes here very clearly, at Vishnu Kanji is Lord Varadaraja and Hari is situated at Mayapura, Lord Chaitanya's birth site. Thus, in different places throughout the universe, there are various deities in temples bestowing their causeless mercy upon the devotees. All these deity forms are non-different from the murtis in the spiritual world of the Vaikuntha. So, all these deity forms, whatever we see in this holy places, Prabhupada mentions here, they are non-different from the spiritual form in the Vaikuntha. So, you have seen these four important places of this Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya: Srirangam, Tirupati, Kanchi and Melkote. Even in these four places, how Kanchi is very important, we see here. Lord Ranganatha of Srirangam was worshipped by Lord Rama, who later presented him to Vibhishna in Treta Yuga. So Srirangam Ranganatha was worshipped in Treta Yuga. And Lord Tirinarayana of Melkote was worshipped by Lord Krishna in Dwapara Yuga. Lord Venkateshwara of Tirupati is being worshipped by Adishesha and all of us in Kali Yuga. But whereas whatever Lord Varadaraja in Kanchi, he is worshipped by everyone in all four yugas. He is worshipped by Brahma in Satya Yuga. This is a passage which we will narrate later on. And by Gajendra in Treta Yuga. So when Gajendra was in trouble, when he was being caught by the crocodile, it is mentioned that when Gajendra offered prayers, the Lord Varadaraja went first, it seems. He was going, not even traveling on the Garuda, it seems that he was running to save Gajendra. That means the Lord, how he is very fond of saving the devotees. And Devaguru Brahaspati in Dwapara Yuga. So in Dwapara Yuga, the Brahaspati he worshipped Lord Varadaraja. It happened that once there was some debate happened in the Indraloka that which one is very difficult, whether a sannyasi life or a grahastha life, which one is very difficult. There was some debate going on in Indraloka. So everyone were talking, this is difficult, that is difficult, but they were not able to come to a conclusion. Then everyone looked at Brahaspati, their guru. Then Brahaspati said, it is the sannyasa life is very difficult. Then Indra got very upset. How can you say sannyasa life is difficult? I am cursing you. You become a poor Brahmana. You get into a Grihastha life. Then you will understand how Grihastha life is difficult. So he cursed Brahaspati to become a poor Brahmana. So it happened that Brahaspati became a Brahmana and then he was living there. He was very poor that he couldn't even have the food to eat. So that time one day a dog came into his house and he was chasing out the dog also without giving any food for the dog. So again he got another curse. Since he was chasing out the dog, he became a dog also. So he was living in Kanchi in near Varadaraja temple, and later on he was praying in the form in the dog form, and he was praying to Lord Varadaraja, and Varadaraja blessed him, and he got his original form again as a Brahaspati. This is how he worshipped in Dwapara Yuga. And another one, Adishesha in Kali Yuga. So these are in all four yugas. If you see, the Lord Varadaraja is being worshipped. So his Kanji is famous for, Kanji is famous for silk sarees, no. Kanji is famous for Varadaraja. How this place has got this name and how Lord appeared here as Varadaraja is our next discussion. So before we go into this actual pastimes, because we need to understand these three preludes. Once it happened that this pastime of Lord Varahadeva, how he has lifted the Bhumi Mata, and when the Lord was said that when Lord was lifting Bhumi Devi, there happened a small hole in the air. So Varaha entered through that air, and then when he was coming out through that hole again, there happened a small hump, like a small hill happened on the surface of the air. So that hill, it was looking like a elephant form. So that is called as a Astagiri. Asta means the elephant and the Giri is the mountain. So the name came as Astagiri, and it is said that Lord Varadaraja's temple is exactly placed on this particular place as Astagiri. And the second prelude what we need to see is when the Lord came out from this hole, Varahadevi, she was shaking his body. So when he shook the body, so there are some water droplets fell in that place. So in that water droplet, it became as a Ananta Saras. It's a pond, a sacred pond in the Varadaraja's temple. So this particular pond is very, very special. You know, there is all the temples, they got pond and they are very sacred. But this particular pond, why it is special is that in all the temples in the pond, the Lord, the deity, it goes and takes dip once in a year. Even sometimes the Mulavar will not go, just the Uchavamurti will go and take a dip in the pond. And sometimes even the Sudarshan Chakra only goes, not even the Lord goes. Sometimes only Sudarshan Chakra goes and takes a dip and comes. That also once in a year. But whereas this Anantasaras, the Lord is completely residing there, full time. He comes here only once in 40 years. So that is the greatness of this particular pond. And that's the third prelude what we need to see is once it happened that Saraswati Mata, she was asking Brahmaji, who is greater, whether me or Lakshmi Devi, who is greater? Brahmaji was in fix, so he could, but he has to speak the truth. So he said Lakshmi Devi was superior. So you know what will happen immediately? Saraswati Mata got upset and then she left Brahmaji and she left. So with these three preludes, we'll go into the past tense. So when Brahmaji was asked to do the creation, then he was doing the creation, but for a long time he was not having the darshan of the Lord. So he wanted to have the darshan of the Lord. Then he started doing tapasya in many places to get the form of, to have the darshan of the Lord. And it said that he went, he couldn't get the darshan of the Lord. He went to Pushkar and then he did the tapasya there. And he got a darshan, but not the form of the Lord. How he got the darshan? He got in the form of a lake. And again he went to Naimisaranya. There also he did the tapasya. Again there he got the darshan of the Lord in the form of a forest. So he was not very happy to have these forms, but he wants to have the darshan of the actual form of the Lord. So he went to Prayag and then he did 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas. But still, after 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas, there was an Ashari came, Akashvani came and said, you need to perform 1000 Ashwamedha Yajnas. Then only you can have the darshan of the form of the Lord. Then Brahmaji was so upset, then he said, he was praying to the Lord that how can I do 1000 Ashwamedha Yajnas? It is not possible. You see how even the Brahmaji is telling that how long is lifespan, you know that. But still he is telling I cannot perform 1000 Ashwamedha Yajnas. So please give me some other ways. Then it is again the Akashvani said that you please go to Satyavrata Kshetra. Then you perform that just only one yajna there. That will be equal to 1000 Ashwamedha Yajnas. So this Satyavrata Kshetra is nothing but Kanchi. So Brahmaji he came to Kanchi with the Deva Udumbaram, this name of the wood. He brought a Deva Udumbaram. It is from the spiritual world. He brought this. It's actually the fig tree. On an elephant, big elephant, he brought it. And then he asked Vishwakarma to carve the form of the Lord so that he can perform the yajna. So Vishwakarma carved the form of the Lord with the Chaturbuja. It's one hand is a Chanka, Chakra, Gada, and on the lower right hand you can see is Abhaya Hasta. So this is the form of the Lord. Vishwakarma has carved and it's made of the fig wood. In Tamil we call it as Ati Maram. So this Lord is called Ati Varada. So with this Brahmaji started performing his yajna. So Brahma, to perform a yajna, it is said that the person should have his wife also along with him to perform the yajna. So since we know that Saraswati Mata has left Brahmaji, so what he did, he performed the yajna with the help of Savitri and Gayatri. So again it made Saraswati Mata to get more anger. Then so this Brahmaji is performing the yajna, and then she wanted to stop, the Saraswati Mata wanted to stop the yajna. So for first what she did, first she created a big darkness. The whole world has become dark. So again Brahmaji was praying to the Lord, and the Lord became so merciful that he appeared as a light, the form, and then all the darkness has gone. So we know when the Lord is there, there is no darkness. So this particular form of the Lord appeared, and then all the darkness has gone. So this particular form is again, the Lord is there in the place called Tupul. It is also just on the outskirts of Kanchi. The Lord's name is Sri Deepa Prakasham. Deepa Deepa is the light. Prakasham is the effulgence. So with this effulgence, the Lord has drove away the complete darkness. And again, Saraswati Mata, what she did, and she sends beasts and birds to disturb the yajna. And again, the Lord has appeared as a Ashtabhuja Perumal. So with the 8 hands, the Lord has drove away all the beasts and birds. And then again, what happened next? Next, Mother Saraswati, she herself came. She don't want to send anyone else, so she came herself as a river. She came herself as a river, and then she wanted to spoil the yajna sala. So now the Lord has appeared as like this in a reclined position, and the Lord laid across the river. So Saraswati Mata could not cross over the Lord. So she apologized to the Lord. She realized her mistake, and then she apologized to the Lord, and then the Lord forgave her, and then made her as one of the Mukhya Nadi also. So this particular form of the Lord is present in another one of the Kshetram here nearby. The Lord's name here is Yadodkari Perumal. So it's in Tamil we call it as a Swarnavarnam Seitha Perumal. So whatever you say, the Lord will does that. So there are so many pastimes where the devotees of the Lord, they ask the Lord, then the Lord performs it. So that is called as a Swarnavarnam Seitha Perumal. So like this, so somehow the Lord has saved Brahmaji to continue his yajna. And then Brahmaji completed his yajna and got the darshan of the Lord. From the yajna kunda, the Lord appeared and he had the darshan of the Lord. And this is the form of the Lord which appeared from the yajna sala. So this is actually the Urchava Murti in Varadaraja Perumal temple. So if you can see even the form of the Lord in the face, lotus face, you can see the lot of scars there. It is said that it has happened because the Lord has appeared from the fire, the yajna fire. So then all the Devi, Devatas, everyone, they appeared, they came there and then they got the blessings from the Lord. So that's why he is called Varada. So he is the one who gives the blessings. So now the Kanchipuram, how the name came is, Ka means Brahma. Anchi means worship. So since the Brahma has worshipped here, so it is called Anchi. Puram is the city. So this is the place. Now there are some, after this yajna was completed, there is another pastime happened that there are two versions of the stories. The one version it says that the Lord, since he has appeared from the yajna kunda, so the Lord felt very hot his body. So he asked Brahmaji to keep him inside the water. So that is one version. Then another version it says that after maybe around in the 16th century, when there was an invasion of all the other followers, when they came and attacked Kanchi, so they wanted to save the deity of the Lord, so they kept the Lord inside the water. So anyway, either the case, this is the place where the Lord will be, it is kept for 40 years. It is mentioned that 350 years before, the Lord was kept there for a long time and there was no deity in that temple. So the main deity was not there. So what they did, they got another deity from another temple called, so this is the another temple is called from Palaya Sivaram. So this deity they brought into the main sanctuary, and they started install this deity, and then they were worshipping this. This deity is called Devaraja Perumal. So this is the main Mulavar in the Varadaraja Perumal temple. So this deity again once in a year he goes to the original place Palaya Sivaram and then comes back. So this is the place where the Lord is kept inside the water. This is called Ananta Saras, which is what we discussed before, where when the Lord Mahadev he was shaking his body, that drop water, it formed this particular pond. This Ananta Saras. This is the place where you can see the central mandap. The Lord is kept inside this mandap for 40 years. So this is how the Lord is kept inside the water. So it said that the Lord is kept inside the water for 40 years and taken out for 48 days, one mandalam. So what is the reason for why what's only for 48 days the Lord is being worshipped outside? So we have seen that in the 4 yugas how the Lord has been worshipped by Brahmaji and when Brahma was worshipping in the beginning, so the Lord asked Brahmaji, you are worshipping me continuously, why can't you allow others also to worship me? So then Brahma accepted for this, then he allowed to worship him only for just for a few nanoseconds. So you know, in Brahmaloka, if just only a few nanoseconds, it will be 48 days here in Bhuloka. Again, similarly, when Gajendra and Brahaspati, when they were worshipping, they allowed the Lord, others to worship for few minutes. Again, it was in Dwapara Yuga and Treta Yuga. So again, the time duration is different in Satya Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga, it's different. So that's how again they also accepted to worship the others for 48 days. And again, when Anantasesha is now he is worshipping the Lord continuously in Kali Yuga, he allowed everyone to worship only for 48 days. That also once in 40 years only. So this is how this rule has happened, that the Lord will be taken out once in 40 years for 48 days. So this is how the Lord is being carried away, from the pond, the rising of Varadaraja. And the Lord will be kept like this for initially I think 30 days as in the reclining position, and then he will be worshipped. And then the remaining 18 days the Lord will be worshipped in the standing position in this way. And after that, again the Lord will be brought back here. This is called the Nirari Mandapam in the Anastasaras. So now we see the glories of Lord Varadaraja. So in Ramayana, sage Valmiki, he was referring once, only in one place, sage was referring Rama as Varada. So it is the place where the time when Rama was asked to go on exile, and then he was going to meet Mother Kaikeyi. When we know that Mother Kaikeyi is going to ask, she will ask the Ram to go on exile and then his son Bharat to take the kingdom. Then Ram was mercifully was accepting it. So that is the place where Valmiki is mentioning Rama as, referring Rama as Varada. See how merciful that nature of the Lord. And then again in one of the Tamil texts it says, Kalamega Pulavar, Perumalum Nalla Perumal, Avardam, Tirunalum Nalla Tirunal, Perumal, Irunda Idatile, Chumma Irindiramale, Parundu Eduthu Pogirade Par. So it's mentioned this, the translation it goes like this, Varadaraja is good deity. His festivals are also good one. But since the Lord will not stay in one place quietly, so he always goes here and there to save his devotees. So that's why the Garuda is taking the Lord on his shoulder. So this is it's referring to the Garuda Shiva is one of the festival in Kanchi. It's a very famous festival where the Lord appears on the shoulders of Garuda and then he will go on Nagarval. But this, what was the restlessness that characterized Varadaraja? He had an itch to keep on giving to those who worship him, and so he did not have a moment to rest. So the Lord don't want to take rest. He always be looking for how he can help his devotees. This is the nature of Lord Varadaraja. So when we have to glorify the Lord, we cannot glorify the Lord alone. We need to glorify the Lord along with his devotees. So we'll see just one or two pastimes with the Lord's devotees. So the prominent one is here, the Tirukachi Nambi, or we know his name is Kanchipurna. So Kanchipurna, he has appeared in a place called near Chennai. It's called Iruntavalli. So now it is called as Punnamalli. So here he appeared in a low caste family, but he had some wealth from his family. He took the part of his wealth and then he converted it into a garden, so that he can pluck the flowers and serve the Lord. So if you see, that place is almost around 30-40 kilometers from Kanchi. He comes every day, he plucks the flowers from his garden and then he comes and serves to the Lord. So this is how he was serving, but later on afterwards what happened, he moved to Kanchi and then he stayed in Kanchi. So from Kanchi, every day he goes to the Lord's service. So what was his service is, he used to fan. Just every day he will stand there and he used to fan the Lord. So we call it as a Alavatta Seva. So he was serving the Lord like this, but the main thing is he was conversing with the Lord also. So that normally, the deities, they don't converse with the devotees, but the Lord Varadaraja, he broke even that principle to speak with this devotee, the pure devotee of the. There are so many pastimes with him. As we mentioned that regarding the rain, which we mentioned in the beginning, one day there was a heavy rain. Actually, the schedule of Kirtanesa is that he will come in the morning, and after all the morning rituals are over, then he will start fanning the Lord until the noon time. Then he will go back to his house, have his prasadam, and then come back again in the afternoon. Then he will serve the Lord until the Lord goes to rest in the night. So this is how his regular schedule. So one day he was finishing his the morning service, and then he was about to go to his house to have his lunch prasadam. That time there was a heavy rain, so he could not even go out, and he was thinking how I can go and come back. The mood of Kirtanesa is that how I can come back. His mood is not how I can go and take my prasadam. He was not thinking of that. He was thinking, oh, it is getting late. If I don't go and come back quickly, then Lord's service will get disturbed. While he was thinking like that, there was one old Brahmana came with the umbrella. So then that Brahmana told, no, come with me, I will take you to your house. So that he went along with this Brahmana, and then he went into his house. He took his lunch prasadam, then he was taking rest, and this Brahmana was standing there outside in the heavy rain, waiting for Kirtanesa to come back. So after the time came, then the Kirtanesa came out and he saw this Brahmana was still staying there. Then he said, why you didn't come inside? No, you come, then we will go back to the service. Then they both came together to the temple, and then when they came, the pujaris, they tried to open the temple for the evening seva. They couldn't see the Lord there. The Lord was not there. Then they came out and then they were asking Kirtanesa, Nambi, did you see the Lord? What happened when you were closing the door? Did you see the Lord was there? The Nambi was telling, yes, Lord was there. Where he has gone? Then Nambi went inside to see again. When he came back, when he went there, the Lord was there. When he came back, he couldn't see the old man. Then everyone, they realized it was none other than the Lord himself. See here, where I mentioned before in the beginning, Ranganatha, even just small drizzling, he will not come out. But here, Lord Varadaraja, within this, even with this great heavy rain, he came to serve his devotees. That is the mood of Lord Varadaraja. So when he was doing that, so when Kirtanesa was performing the service like this, there was one person, every day he used to come and take the dust of Kirtanesa and he will put it on his head. Every day he will just simply come and put his dust and he will go. He will not do any other service, just he is doing what he is doing is come and take the dust of Kirtanesa, put it on his head, he will go. So Kirtanesa was not knowing why he is doing like this. So one day that person asked Kirtanesa, can you, anyway, you are talking with the Lord, can you please check with the Lord whether I will get moksha in this lifetime? Then Kirtanesa went and then asked the Lord, this person is every day is taking the dust from my feet, and then I don't know why he is taking like this, but today he is asking me whether he will go to Vaikuntha in this lifetime itself. Then the Lord said to him, yes, he will go in this lifetime itself. Then it went, and then one day, another day what happened, when the Kirtanesa was fanning the Lord, the fan slipped from his hand. It fell down. Then Kirtanesa thought, maybe I am getting old now, so I think I have to leave this body. So then Kirtanesa thought, the Lord has offered the moksha to that person, let me ask about myself. Then Kirtanesa asked, can I get, because I am getting old, I think, so I am not able to fan you properly. So can I get moksha in this life? Then the Lord said, very interesting conversation with the Lord and Kirtanesa, my dear Nambi, granting moksha needs Bhagavata Sambandha. Your fanning made me speak to you. Neer visiri neer, naan pesi neer. Tamil says, you fanned me, so I spoke to you. But you don't have any Bhagavata Sambandha. As if you are having Bhagavata Sambandha, then only you will get liberation. Until that time, you will not get liberation. Then Kirtanesa understood what is this. Then immediately he left that service. He went and then tried to serve another devotee as simply as maintaining the cows in the Goshala. See, the person who can talk to the Lord directly, he went and then served in a Goshala just to maintain the cows. Not one day, 2 days, he was maintaining for a long time. I think it's more than a year, or sometimes it's mentioned that he was serving like this. And one day what happened, there was a heavy rain again. So 2-3 cows were missing from the Goshala. So that devotee is Tirukoshtiyur Nambi, that devotee where Tirukoshtiyur Nambi was serving is Tirukoshtiyur Nambi. He asked, where is the 3 cows are missing? So he asked Tirukoshtiyur Nambi, please find out. So Tirukoshtiyur Nambi went and then they found this cows. You know what he did? He removed his cloth and then he put on the cows so that the cows should not get wet, and he brought them back. By looking at this service, this Tirukoshtiyur Nambi got very impressed, and because Tirukoshtiyur Nambi could not understand who is this person, then he said to his wife, Tirukoshtiyur Nambi said to his wife, Namba Matakaran, please give him some prasadam. Namba Matakaran, that means our person. So the moment he said he is our person, there happened a connection. There happened the Bhagavata Sambandha. So immediately he left from that place. Then he came back to Kanchipuram. So when he came to Kanchipuram, the Lord welcomed him. He said, yes, you are now eligible to get the moksha. So in that moment, this Tirukoshtiyur Nambi has composed Varadaraja Ashtami, 8 stanzas. It was a very beautiful verses. So if you can have time, just please go through it later. So we'll go to the next pastor. It's Ramanujacharya. You know, Ramanujacharya appeared in a pious Brahmana family. So the Ramanujacharya's place, the house is in the way between Chennai and Kanchipuram, so Sri Perumbudur. So when this Tirukoshtiyur Nambi, when he was coming from every day from his place to Kanchipuram, he used to come and take a small rest in Ramanujacharya's house, and then he will come to this. So they were very happy, Ramanuja's family, they were very happy to serve such a nice devotee. So later on, Ramanujacharya came to Kanchi, and then he had become a disciple of Yadav Prakasha. This Yadav Prakasha, he was a Mayavada guru, and he was teaching all the Mayavada philosophy. But it happened that Ramanujacharya was not accepting this philosophy, and then once it happened, there was some quarrel between them, and the Ramanujacharya's fame has gone increased. Yadav Prakasha was not very happy with it. So the Yadav Prakasha and the other disciples, they decided to kill Ramanujacharya. So they told, let us go for a Tirtha Yatra to Ganges. So they asked Ramanujacharya to come with them. So they took Ramanujacharya to Kashi. When they went to Kashi, the idea was to kill Ramanujacharya in that place. Somehow Ramanujacharya came to know through his other disciples that this is the plan. So Ramanujacharya immediately left them, and then he was coming back alone through some forest. In the night, Ramanujacharya, he was not knowing how to come to Kanchi, because where is Kanchi and where is Kashi. So they were traveling for a long time, and then they reached there, and when Ramanujacharya was about to come back alone, he was not finding the way. So it happened that in the forest there came a hunter couple. So this couple, they told, I will take you to Kanchi. So they were Ramanujacharya was following with those couple, and one time it happened that they started taking rest in a place. And in that place, that the wife of that hunter, she was telling, I am feeling very thirsty, I need water. So then Ramanujacharya said, no, you stay here, I will go and fetch water for you. So he went, and then he searched, and then he found the well, and he brought water. When he served the water, and then again that lady, she was asking, bring me more. Like this, 3-4 times Ramanujacharya was going and bringing the water from the well, and he was serving to the lady. And then suddenly when he came for the next time to bring water, he couldn't find this couple there. They disappeared. Then it became the next day morning. Then Ramanujacharya, he was not knowing where he was. So then he asked the nearby people, those who are going there, which place is this? Then they said, can you not see the Gopuram of Varadaraja? See, where Kanchi? And in one night, just he came back to Kanchi. From Kashi to Kanchi just in one night. That means what? It is by nothing but Lord Narayana and Lakshmi, they brought Varadaraja to Kanchi. So it has happened that since the Ramanujacharya served water from that well, when he came back to the temple and then he started serving with Tirukachinambi, he was continuing this service, bringing the water from that well. So this is the well, still it is there now. It is almost around 2 miles from the temple. So it said that Ramanujacharya every day used to bring water from this well for the Tirumanchanam of the Lord. So when he was doing like this, the Lord was so impressed that the Lord himself said to Tirukachinambi that Ramanuja is called as Ramanuja Mamuni. So the Lord himself gave the name as Ramanuja Mamuni. But Ramanuja wanted to take initiation from Kanchipurna, Tirukachinambi. But Tirukachinambi was refusing it because since he was taken birth in a lower caste family, so he was not accepting it. So the Ramanuja had some doubts before he started his Sampradaya, he had his philosophy. He was having some doubts, but he could not tell to Tirukachinambi also. But then he told Tirukachinambi that I have some doubts. Can you please check with the Lord the answers for that? Then Tirukachinambi said, okay, I will tell the Lord and I will get you the answers. So what are the doubts for the Ramanuja is this? These are the doubts. Who and what is Paratattvam? Jivatma, Paramatma, are they same or different? What is more important to seekers of Mukti? All bhaktas at the end should leave the body with the God only in mind. If otherwise, what will happen? Moksha, can it be just after one life? I am thinking of Tirukachinambi as Acharya who is helping to clarify the doubts, but due to the caste consideration that will not be possible. So who can be approached as Acharya? These are the 6 doubts that Ramanujacharya had in his mind. So these doubts, but he didn't tell all these doubts to Tirukachinambi. But Tirukachinambi simply went and told the Lord that Ramanuja has got some doubts, so you need to clarify it. Then the Lord has given the answer straight away. So this is called in Tamil called Aru Varthagal. That means the 6 principles that the Lord has given. Ahameva Param Tattvam. Says the Lord said that He was the ultimate God and Paramatma. So the Lord is the ultimate God. Darshanam Veda Evacha means Jiva and Paramatma, they are not same. Veda, so there is the difference is there. Upayati Praptyasya. So to get the salvation, the only way is Saranagati. Antima Smriti Varjanam. So those devotees who are serving the Lord, it is not necessary for them even to remember the Lord at the end. The Lord will come and give the salvation to them. Deha Vasane Muktisya. Moksha will be granted when the body with which he surrendered is cast off after the death. In this birth itself. So the Lord says, if you are a pure devotee, even in this lifetime, even Prabhupada also mentioned this, just chant and behave properly and then you will get the liberation within this lifetime itself. So the 6th is Purnacharya Samasraya. Swami Ramanuja should see Swami Periyanambi as his Acharya. So these are the Sri Sampradaya, it was based on this, the Ramanuja's philosophy is based on these 6 principles. So after the Ramanujacharya, Yamunacharya left, when Yamunacharya is the guru of, is like a Siksha guru of Ramanujacharya. So Yamunacharya, when he left this world, and then the devotees in Sri Lanka, they asked the Ranganatha, so we need to bring Ramanuja to Sri Lanka. Then Ranganatha said to the devotees that you ask Mahapurna to go and serve Varadaraja. So when Mahapurna came to Varadaraja and then he started serving Varadaraja very nicely, and Varadaraja was very impressed with Mahapurna's service. Then he asked Mahapurna, I want to give you a boon. Ask what boon you want. Then Mahapurna asked, I want to take Ramanuja to Sri Lanka. Then Varadaraja said, can you ask some other guru? He said, no, we want to take Ramanuja to Sri Lanka. So then Varadaraja accepted Ramanuja to go to Sri Lanka. See, the Lord, what is the boon when we are saying the blessings? The Lord gives blessings to the living entities, like the devotees. The Lord giving blessings to Devi Devatas or in the higher planetary living entities. Here if you see the Lord gives benediction to his another form also. This is why he is Varadaraja. So the Lord blesses even his another form also. He blesses, how he blesses? He is sending his own devotees to serve him also. So this way he is called as Varadaraja. So this is another, we will continue till another 5 minutes. So this is another devotee, pastor. This is Kuresha. So this Kuresha is from a village. It's very nearby to Kanchi. So Kuresha was having a very wealthy person. He was a disciple of Ramanuja. So Kuresha every day he used to give in charity to all his wealth to everyone whoever comes to his house. It goes from the morning till the night. He was keep on giving in charity. And one day it happened that when he was finishing giving the charity, and he closed the gate of his house. The sound when he closed the gate of his house, it seems that it heard to Lord Varadaraja and the Lakshmi Mata in the temple. Then Lakshmi Mata and Varadaraja, they were asking, Tirukachinambi was fanning that time to the Lord. They asked Tirukachinambi, what is this sound which I am hearing now? Then Tirukachinambi said, this is the sound of Kuresha. He was closing his house door after giving away the charity on the wealth. Then the Lord said, I want to meet Kuresha. Can you go and bring Kuresha? Then Tirukachinambi came and told Kuresha that the Lord wants to meet you. So please you come to the temple. Then Tirukachinambi said, what happened? The Lord, I heard the sound and then it disturbed the Lord. Then he asked all these things. Then Kuresha thought, he said that when we give some charity, it should not be shown to anyone else. But whereas many people, they give charity, they take a picture and then they publish it, isn't it? But the charity should not be even, when you give a charity by right hand, even the left hand should not know. It's said like this. So Kuresha was thinking, the thing which I am giving the charity, even the Lord is hearing when I am closing the door. So what I did is wrong. So then he said, I am not going to come and see the Lord. So let me go back to my Guru and then serve him. So actually this is the Leela of the Lord. He wants to send Kuresha to Ramanuja, who is now in Sri Lanka. So he wants to save the Ramanujacharya. You know that the Ramanujacharya, the king that time, he wants to kill Ramanujacharya. So he wants to save Ramanujacharya. So Kuresha went to the Sri Lanka. And then we know this pastime how Kuresha, he acted as if Ramanuja, and then he went to the king's palace and then the king has removed his eyes. Just only to save his guru, Kuresha accepted, his eyes was removed. So that is the Guru Bhakti which Kuresha was having. So then they thrown him in the jungle and then Kuresha was there. And he was very happy that he was able to save the life of Ramanujacharya. So once the king has passed away and then Ramanujacharya came back from Velkote to Sri Lanka. So that time Kuresha went and met Ramanuja. Then Ramanujacharya said, now you go back to Varadaraja and you ask him to give you an ice bath. See again here, Ramanuja, they were in Sri Lanka. They are telling them, Kuresha to go to Varadaraja because he is the one who is going to give the benediction to you. So you go and ask Varadaraja to give you an ice bath. Then Kuresha came back to Varadaraja and then he told Varadaraja that if at all if you are going to give me the ice, I need only two things to see. One is my Guru. So I want to see my Guru Ramanujacharya. That is why I want my eyes. And the other thing is I want to see your form. See, he don't want even to have the vision. But if at all if the Lord is going to give the benediction, he wants to have the vision only to see his Guru and the Lord. See how the devotees. So even this devotee, Varadaraja has sent him to serve Ramanujacharya, who is serving Lord Ranganatha. Not only this, our Vaishnava devotees, Lord Varadaraja, he blessed even, he don't see the caste creed, whether he is Indian, foreigner. So it happened one pastime like this here, the Robert Clive. So he was the governor of that Madras state that time. So that time what happened, this French, they had an alliance with people, the Nawab of Arcot. So they became, they both became, they got many areas in that place. So they established their place. So the British were not very happy. So they wanted to attack the Arcot and then take back that Arcot from this French and then the Arcot Nawab. So this Robert Clive from the Madras, Chennai, So he came to attack Arcot. So they need to pass through Kanchipuram. So on the way, they were having only 200 soldiers with them, that time Robert Clive. So he came on the way to Kanchipuram. So the moment he reached Kanchipuram, the Robert Clive, he got very sick because of dehydration, and he got stomach ache, and he could not even walk, so he fell on the floor. So Robert Clive fell on the floor. It was that time they were carrying the Lord Varadaraja and the Nagarvalam. So Varadaraja was coming out in the Nagarvalam, and you know that how the Lord comes in front of the Lord. They will be singing the glories, the pasurams, Nalayana Divya Prabandhams. They will be singing in the front, and on the back side, those who are singing in the Tamil, they will be in the front. Those who are singing in Sanskrit, they will be coming behind the Lord. So this is how the procession goes. So when they were crossing Clive, that place, then Clive was asking, what is this, whom they are carrying and what they are doing. Then they were explaining that this is the Lord, and then they were singing the glories of the Lord. Then that time, since he has got dehydration, suddenly one person he went and then he brought the Charnamrita of Lord Varadaraja, then he gave to Robert Clive. So Robert Clive drank the Charnamrita, immediately he got cured. Then he was surprised how I got cured immediately. Then he had some little bit faith on Lord Varadaraja. Then he said, okay, I am going to Arcot, and then if I at all, the Lord helps me, if I can win over this Arcot, whatever I get, the most valuable thing, I will give it to the Lord. So he went to Arcot. They were not expecting this British army to come and fight with them. So they just went away, and then without even having a single soldier wounded, they got the Arcot. So Robert Clive was very happy, and then from the treasury of the Arcot Nawab, he got a very valuable necklace. So it is here, this necklace which the Lord is wearing. So it is called as Clive necklace. Even now, when the Lord, on special days, when the Lord goes on procession, this necklace will be, the Lord will be wearing this necklace. So it is called Clive necklace. So the Lord doesn't see whether you are which caste, creed, from which place. The Lord gives His benedictions to each and every living entity. When I say living entity, there is another person there here. So again, another time when the Clive was coming, again another time on Kanchi, the people, the devotees, they were fanning the Lord. Then the Clive was asking, did really the Lord is feeling hot, whether he is sweating, why they are fanning the Lord? Then the devotees, they took a towel and then they touched the face of the Lord and then gave the towel to Clive. Clive could see that towel was wet and then it was smelling very nicely. So then Clive had got the realization that this is the truth. Okay, now this merciful form of the Lord which we are discussing now, it is the Krishna's mood of giving everything to the devotees. He said here is, he is like the Lord Krishna in this respect of giving benedictions. No matter how much Krishna gave to those who sought his help, he was still not satisfied and always felt that there was a room for more generosity. So the other pastimes which we know, that when the Lord was completed his manifested pastimes here, when he was winding up his pastimes and he was going back, it seems that it said the Lord was crying, it seems. When he was asked, then he said, I couldn't do anything much to Draupadi. See how much the Lord has done for Draupadi. All this war has been fought. The Lord has gone even to the extent that he can broke his own vows. Everything the Lord has done for Draupadi, but still at the end the Lord was telling, I haven't done much to Draupadi. So that is the mood of the Lord. So he wants to give more and more and more. So that mood is completely manifested with Lord Varadaraja. So we see the Varadaraja temple as is there. In the temple, if you see, there are 24 steps in the temple. So we know these 24 elements, the material elements, all the 24 elements. And then if you wanted to go to the spiritual realization, you need to transcend all these material elements. Then only you can have the understanding of the spiritual reality. So once you transcend all these 24 elements, then you will understand the principle of the Jivatma. So in the temple of the Varadaraja, there are 24 steps. So you need that represents the 24 elementary elements. So you need to transcend all these 24 elements, then you will reach the self-realization platform. So once you got the self-realization platform, that is the 25th step, from there again you need to serve the Lord. When you are serving the Lord, then you will reach the further step, that is the 26th step is the Lord himself. So that is how even the temple arrangement itself also, if you see there are the 24 steps in for going to the main sanctorium of the Lord. And even this Ananta Saras which we have seen, even that Ananta Saras also got a 24 steps to come down. So everywhere, even in the perimeter wall also, there are mentioned that there are 24 bricks. The stone, the wall was made of stone. 24 stones are there. So this represents the 24 elements. So there is another pastime which is there with as when I mentioned the living entities. It's not only the human form, even all the living entities the Lord gives the benedictions. So it is said that there are two disciples of sage Gautam. So they were serving their Guru, and one day what happened when they were serving their Guru with the water, without unknowingly there was one lizard fell inside that water, and then they served the Guru with that water. So then Guru saw that, the sage Gautam saw that one, then he cursed them to become a lizards. So they appeared as a lizard in this Varadaraja temple, and then later on they were there for a long time, and then they got the liberation from this place. So now also there is these two, one is gold and one is silver lizards are there in the temple. So the devotees, when they take darshan of the Lord, when they come out, they can see this lizard. It is mentioned that those who can, after the darshan of the Lord, if they can just touch this lizard, they will, all these ailments are cured. All the disease will be cured. So this is the glories of the temple. Can you see this, the chain? Can you see what is this chain is made up of? It is carved in the stone. Just the chain, the complete full chain, it's hanging, carved in the stone. And this is the mandap here, it's called as 1000 pillar mandap. You see how nicely the carvings are there, this all 1000 pillars. And this is the main entrance, and this is the 24 steps which I was mentioning to the main sanctorium. So this is not how the Lord has been taken to the Ananta Saras recently, just 2 days before. So he was kept inside this Ananta Saras. So when it happened that once they kept the Lord, immediately they said that immediately the rain started coming there, and then it automatically filled the pond. Just 2 days before it happened. So here is our final quote. Once Srila Prabhupada was teaching how to appreciate the mercy of Lord Gauranitai. The mercy is so great that even the rocks melt, even the birds and the animals, they cry in separation. After hearing all the philosophy and after everything is explained, of course one can theoretically understand, but still to really understand what is love of Krishna, one has to really taste it. So one has to have darshan of the Lord, serve the Lord, then only they can get the real taste, the mood of the Lord we can get. And how we can do that is whether we can go to the Lord and serve Him, or just simply chant the name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Padaki, Gurudev ki. So we request the devotees please move to the temple of Varadaraja. Hare Krishna.